Hello, hello. Right. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the live. If you all would like to participate in the live and get a personal reading, there is information in the description box on how to do that. But you can just come through and chill. So I am going to get the list ready for people who have already donated so we can go ahead and get started. And just as a reminder for the participants who have donated already, um, hey, Autumn, for those who have already donated to participate, um, I will send you your timestamp via email. So you won't see it here in the description box. And I hope I said that right. Is it autumn or fall for autumn or for udum? I apologize if I mispronounced your name, your screen name. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started and getting your timestamp for client one. I'm well. How are you? Thank you for coming through and bringing your good energy. Let's see. Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. If you want to participate in getting a reading, they are donation based. So you can see how to participate in the description box. But if not, if you don't want to participate, just chill and maybe something to be said that can give you some inspiration or empowerment through one of the other clients. It's up to you. All right, so let me get the timestamp here for client one. All right, hey, client one, hey. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. You have one question, client one. And your question is, what are my spiritual gifts? Let's find out. Okay. Client one wants to know, Spirit, what are their spiritual gifts? What are client one's spiritual gifts? What are client one's spiritual gifts? And let's see what we have here. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords and the Devil. Interesting. Interesting, client one. Especially with this Devil here. At the bottom of the deck, client one, we have the Six of Wands. So you are somebody who is definitely seen by your spirit team, client one. It's, they recognize you. They are excited, that they're connected to you. You're somebody who, it appears, you have been able to overcome a lot of things. You've had victory in many, many things. Behind the Six of Wands is actually the Six of Cups. And many of your gifts, we're going to get into it, but many of your gifts have been passed down to you through your ancestors, through your bloodline. Yeah, behind the Six of Cups here is the Lovers. Damn. And then we got the Hangman, the hang person. We got 3 major arcana out here already. What's interesting is that you have a very good gift of seeing different sides of things, seeing different perspectives, even, with the Devil here playing devil's advocate and helping people see that side. What keeps popping out, what spirit keeps popping out to me is the fire, which is a representation, it's indicative of the tree of knowledge, where you take like, you do a deep dive, you try to get to the crux and the meat of things to see why people may make a certain decision, why somebody with the Five of Pentacles here may, make a decision because of lack mindset, because they're not feeling good about themselves, or they're not in the greatest of situations for whatever reason. You actually look past the surface. And when we go back to your original spread here of the Four of Wands with the Knight of Swords and the Devil, you're somebody who wants to see harmony, and you'll do what you have to do, even being slightly impulsive with it, to bring that harmony in a bad situation. You'll even go as far as to show somebody and to tell somebody about themselves with the Knight of Swords here. That's somebody who is, brutally honest. Somebody who doesn't really pull the punches, so to speak, doesn't mince words. And at times, it can be done to your detriment. But you do your best to bring everybody together to help them see other people's points of view. Let me clarify the Four of Wands here. Clarifying the Four of Wands. You know what? Let me give this a good shuffle first. What are we doing? What are we doing, Shauna? I want to clarify the Four of Wands, please, for client one. We're trying to find out. We're tapping in so client one can know what their spiritual gifts are. So clarifying the Four of Wands. Clarifying the Four of Wands here for client one, we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is very interesting. I don't know if you have ever thought about being some type of counselor, a coach. I don't know if you want to pursue a degree, but if not, coaching is always an option because with the Nine of Swords here, clarified by, being clarifying the Four of Wands, you try to help people come out of, anxiety, shame, and depression, and help walk them through. Excuse me. Can we clarify the Knight of Swords? Yeah, people may be worried about something and you'll come through and give them a different perspective. Not necessarily the brighter side of things, but sometimes people can't see beyond the tunnel vision. To clarify, the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Wands. This is somebody, it's double action there. The Knights, they are really about, especially these two Knights, they are really about taking action, really about making moves. You know, they might spend a little bit of time on a plan, but they're really about let's get it done, which is why coaching would seem to be a little more of your speed, like spiritual coaching, life coaching. You know, they got coaches for almost everything. You know, even financial coaching, clarifying the devil. Um, clarifying the devil is the Queen of Swords here. You know what? To take it even further, yeah, let's take this even further. To you may be really good. I don't know what your gender identity is or your biological sex, but what spirit is saying is that you would be really good working with um, women who may have been through a lot. And I'm going to say, before I even go any further, trigger warning for people. They may have been trafficked. They may have been, in a situation where they were dealing with DV. Even if you don't want to coach, working at a shelter or any kind of for-profit or non-profit organization that helps or deals with these types of this population of people. Yeah, and helping these people get on their feet, helping them find a way to enter back into society. Six of Wands, because it seems like you're somebody who, clarifying the Six of Wands, you're somebody, yeah, Six of Wands is being clarified by the Six of Wands. You're somebody who is really good at dropping some gems on people, even very resourceful. And you don't waste a lot of time. You might, do some research, come up with a plan, but you don't let the grass grow under your feet. You're a doer. And a lot of these organizations, they have people who make plans and things like that, but a lot of times they need feet on the ground who actually goes and makes the connections, who can actually talk to people and get more resources. And not only that, but help others obtain the resources, especially if they've been put out. If they've been put out of a situation or for whatever reason. You with three. major arcana out here. They're saying, Spirit is saying, you will be really good with working with this population to help change people's lives, bring harmony back into themselves as well as their home. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Four of Wands again. Yeah. About harmony, about homecoming, helping people find a home and get home, all of those things. Yeah, I love that. You may want to consider it. That is the main spiritual gift that Spirit is coming out and talking about. Not every spiritual gift has anything to do with, you know, this. Sometimes spiritual gifts have are tied into what you do every day, tied into what you do every day with the people. It'd be tied into your job. Everybody doesn't get that. I love this. Yeah, I hope this helps, client one. And I hope it helps you for your highest good. Thank you for trusting me with your energy again. All right. Ansa Samir. This is not a free reading session. And please do not spam my chat. I am not taking questions from the chat. If you want to participate, this is donation based, and you can read the instructions in the description box because it's in the title, it's on the thumbnail, it's also been pinned to the chat. So, yeah. If you don't want to stick around, peace out. Oh, current feelings. Didn't even say hello. Ain't that something? Could at least speak. Like, hey, no, you just coming out asking random ass questions. Ain't that something? Let's go on to client two. Let me get your timestamp, client two. That's funny. People are funny. Congratulations. I don't know what that means. I didn't say anything about your nationality or your culture, but congratulations. You still didn't say hello. So, yeah. All right. Client two. Hey, client two. Hello, shimmering sound. My apologies, client two. Let me redo your timestamp. Hey, shimmering sound. Good to have you in the chat. Thank you for bringing your good energy. Okay, client two. Hey, client two. Hey, it looks like you have two questions. And thank you for booking with me, by the way. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client two. You say, I've been considering going back to school. Congratulations. But I want to major in something that would be fulfilling. That totally makes sense. So, your first question is, client two, do my ancestors say I should go back to school? Okay, let's find out what your benevolent ancestors have to say. Benevolent ancestors of client two, we call on you because client two would like to know if they should go back to school. They would like to major in something that is fulfilling, and it seems like, I don't want to put words in client two's mouth, but they're looking to do something fulfilling. So should they go back to school? The first card, client two, is a no. Second card is a no. Interesting that that's a four of pentacles. Third card is a yes. But the short answer, client two, is no. Short answer is no. With two no's and a yes at the bottom of the deck, we have um, justice with a yes. So it's no with a caveat. You're looking for something fulfilling with the Ace of Cups here, but you don't necessarily have to go like and get a 4-year degree to do that. Your benevolent ancestors are just like, you're gonna be disappointed and it costs too much money with the four of pentacles here. Like, you don't have to go back to school. You don't have to go back to school. Like, if you're looking for something higher, a higher learning, or to gain a skill, you don't have to get a 4-year degree. That's basically what they're saying with these here. Yeah. Your second question is, if no, what do they say I should do with the skills I've already acquired? Ooh, very good question. Very good question. Let's find out. Benevolent ancestors of client two. What should client two do with the skills they've already acquired to have a fulfilling career? What should client two do with the skills they've already acquired to have a fulfilling career? Ooh, yes, yes. I'm excited to see what this is. So there's the King of Cups. We got the Star and the Six of Wands. At the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. You're actually you've been through a lot for one. A lot of cycles where you have been disappointed, you've been betrayed, you've done, I mean, I don't even know if this is a raccoon, but this animal has, arrows literally almost coming out the wazoo. They got like three in the tail, one in the leg. Nope, that's four in the tail, one in the leg, two in the bite. They're everywhere. You've been through a lot, and a cycle, a cycle is ending where it seems like you are breaking a probably a generational cycle here of not doing things that haven't been fulfilling. And you're super smart, client two, with the King of Swords here. Somebody who's very logical. And you can pinpoint when somebody is BSing you from afar like nobody's business. Very observant and perceptive. Because the King of Cups is here too, where there's that balance. There's that balance of logic, but you're also empathetic, especially when you need to be. The Five of Pentacles is behind the King. You don't necessarily have to come out of pocket to have, like, not a lot at least. If you wanted to gain or enhance some of the skills that you have, maybe get a certification, they're all for that. But as far as starting over to go and get a whole degree, or whether it's bachelor's, master's, whatever it is, they're like, nah, you don't need to do all that. Because with the devil here, not to say that it's a waste of your time, but it is a waste of your time. It's going to be a waste of your money. It's a waste of your energy when you can actually use what you already have to go ahead and do the things with the Knight of Swords here and build with the Empress. Build and actually bring things into yourself, because the Empress doesn't have to go out and hustle. They're not the Emperor. So things come towards the Empress. They command it so. The Empress is somebody who already sees the abundance that they have around them, and they don't have to look outside of themselves. They already know that they are fruitful. And you can consider this reading as like a base point for when the ideas start coming to you, start to flow, because they will. You may need to kind of, not kind of, you may need to connect to actually get a clearer understanding of all your options, of all the things that you can do. This is just a starting point for you. This is just a starting point. And one of the things that you can do with being able to see things logically with the King of Swords, as well as be empathetic and, give somebody, hold space for people when they need. Really? What I heard is, what's interesting, what I heard is PI, private investigator. I'm like, really? Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. Because when you think about it, a lot of the PIs, this star here this star here is basically when, for example, somebody needs proof that their spouse is cheating, being unfaithful. That can be the beginning of that person's healing journey, because maybe they've been gaslit, by this person over and over again, but they don't have proof. And with the Six of Wands, you're the person that calls it out. You're the person that brings the proof. And not only that, but with this, I'm going to clarify this, but I'm getting off of that 10 of arrows, that 10 of swords, that you've been betrayed enough that you know how sneakiness works. Let's clarify some things here. I'm going to clarify the King of Cups for you here, client two. Very interesting. Very interesting. But like I said, consider this a baseline for you. This is not the end all be all. Clarifying the King of Cups. Clarifying the King of Cups is the Page of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who is not afraid to call people out on their bullshit, especially somebody who may be like I don't want to single a particular sex out, or gender identity, or gender rather, like somebody who is trying to be a Casanova, who is, has committed themselves to somebody and lies about it. It takes a specific type of person to learn the skills of being a private investigator. You definitely have to come into the situation with, a certain amount of fearlessness and curiosity, which is exactly what the Page of Wands is. You're trying to discover things, you're learning things about people, some very intimate things. Clarifying the star. Clarifying the star. How interesting. Hmm. Clarifying the star is the world. Because a lot of people's healing will come through an ending as well as a beginning, you know? Clarifying the Six of Wands is the. Listen, I cannot make this shit up. Clarifying the Six of Wands is the moon. You are there as a PI to take a snapshot of the hidden shit that is going on, that people try to do in the dark. You're there to bring it to the light with the Six of Wands. Those things that people don't want to know, like the unfaithful partner or spouse, you're that person. Clarifying the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, is the Eight of Wands. You do very well. Not only that, but with your experience, you pick things up quickly with what you've been through. So if you were to decide to, I don't know how this is done nowadays. When I did like internships and volunteered and had mentors, back in the day in the 1900s, we literally maybe sent an email, made a phone call, and then met the person to see if this was something we were going to do. And that is something that you could do. You could go out, well, go on the web today, go on Yelp to see who is the best PI in the area. Call up and be like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about doing this. Can I come and maybe sit down with you, maybe shadow you and all the things? Yeah. Not only that, but they're saying your benevolent ancestors are just like, look, you need to make that move right now. Don't sit around, don't mull it over. Make the move because this may inspire you, because there are certain populations of people who don't have access, and maybe you could feel a hole that's out there. Because when we think about private investigators, we think about a certain type of person who can hire one. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, it's your decision to make. But they feel like you love this. They feel like you will love fighting for the underdog, putting people out on Front Street and all their business, especially the ones who's trying to cheat other people out of something else. Not necessarily saying that you'll just be working with people who are unfaithful, but people hire private investigators for all the things. Third party administrators hire them to catch folks who may be trying to cheat insurances and things like that. So it's up to you who you want to be your clients, though. Yeah, that's it. I hope this helps, client two, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Thank you for booking with me. That was interesting. A daggone PI, y'all. Hey, Yasmin. Yasmin Fatima. Welcome to the live. Thank you for bringing your good energy in. And we are going on to client three. Let me get your timestamp ready, client three. And after client three, I'm just going to check my email to see if we've gotten any new emails, any new clients. All right, client three. Hey, client three. Hey. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. It looks like you have one question. And your question is, my mother has been acting real shady over the past few weeks. Okay. But she won't tell me what's going on. What has she been up to? All right. Let's find out what your mama been up to. This one? Okay. All right. Here we go, client three. All right, spirit. Client three coming through saying that their mama been acting shady, and they asked them about what the deal is, and mama is not trying to say anything. So they trying to find out what's going on with their mama. What has client three's mama been up to, spirit? What has client three's mama been up to? We got the Knight of Pentacles. We got the Tower. And we got the Six of Swords here. Oh. Looks like your mama, looks like your mom was in a relationship. Yeah. Somebody she'd been dealing with the Knight of Pentacles here for a hot minute. Like it was a slow build. And they've been dealing with each other for a long time, but with the Tower here, something happened. I don't know if it was, yeah, well, it was something happened, and Six of Arrows, the Six of Swords, this person or either your mother moved had to move on. There was like a breakup essentially. Oh wait, it was more than a breakup. This Six of, what spirit is pointing out to me, and I'll show you. With this Six of Swords, you can see this person or this animal rather taking these other two animals. Let's assume it's the an older animal and the child animal on to calmer waters, on to a peaceful life. And what it looks like is that whoever your mother was dealing with may have gone back to either a child's parent or a partner, a previous partner who has children, who they have children with, or even a spouse who they have children with. Either way, they have children with them. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Two of Cups. Your mom was dealing with somebody who she really, really loved. She really, really loved. She thought that this person was her person. But the moon is here. It seems that this person was maybe not as open with your mother as she thought they were, because this moon was being pointed out here is the fox meeting with this other white fox, and they're dressed in like work attire, you know, uh maybe even church attire, I don't know. But they were meeting or reconciling, um mostly behind your mom's back. I want to say under the cover of night, but it was just really hidden. They weren't really trying to let your mom know anything. Now, your mom, we got the two nines here. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. So she's, single again. She had the blinders on. There were things that she probably asked this person about, and they came with lies and things that didn't make sense, and basically fed her a bunch of bullshit. So now she comes out kind of, on the other side in the Nine of Wands space. She has her guard up, but she's single again. So essentially, your mom is going through a broken heart. Can we clarify the Knight of Pentacles for client 3? I hate this happened to your mom. Hmm. Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles for client 3. Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles for client 3. With the Sun. So essentially, your mom was really happy with this dude. Well, I'm assuming is she was with a guy, but I take that back. I don't know your mom's sexuality. That's not my business. So I'll say she was really happy with this person. She really was. It's almost like, when you fall in love with somebody and maybe older, you know, born in 1900s like me, and it kind of puts you back into that teenage feeling. That's what I'm getting here. Where they would just hang out, they would go to movies, they go shopping, they would go traveling, and not necessarily going like to like the what you call it, the islands or anything like that, but going to the mountains, going to the beach, somewhere nearby, just for them. She had a very good time with this person. Can we clarify the Tower? Clarifying the Tower is the Ace of Pentacles. You know, this essentially, this person going back to whomever they were with before, it's more so about finances and resources. It's like that old school song, it's cheaper to keep her. It's like that. I don't know if this person that they are with is has been convinced that they won't have to pay like child support or something like that if they reunite their family, but they see it as being a move towards not just material stability but also reuniting the family. But it was basically an abrupt move because the Tower is here. She didn't see it coming. It happened all of a sudden. So although this person may have been having all these conversations with this person that they went back to, she had no idea what was going on. Clarifying the Six of Swords. Clarifying the Six of Swords. They were steady. The Knight of Pentacles is here. They were steady, like building a life. At least that's how she saw it, because that's what the Knight of Pentacles is about. Now, to clarify, the Six of Swords is the Three of Pentacles. So whoever this was, it was never really just them and your mom. This other person was always in the background. Always in the background. The entire time. Clarifying the Two of Cups Clarifying the Two of Cups is strength. This is a situation where the connection between them and that person is a lot stronger than the connection between them and your mom. So while they're weighing their options and things like that, they're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back over here. Cause it's almost it's giving that they never ended anything, like for real, for real. They have the child, of course. They have children. I don't know how old these children are, but there's that bond between them. At the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups. You know, the Nine of Cups is definitely about wish fulfillment. However, for a lot of times, me and my spirit team, they use the Nine of Cups as complacency. They use the Nine of Cups as somebody who isn't trying to really go beyond what they know. And that's what's coming off of this Nine of Cups. This person is complacent. And although they could be pretty happy with your mom, this is what they know. And cheaper to keep her. Yeah. I hate that your mom is going through this. So that's what's going on with her, you know? So you may want to have a little patience, a little grace and empathy for her, and maybe she'll talk to you about it. You know, just hold space for her. I hope this helps, client three, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Until next time, thank you for booking with me again. Hey, Arpita. Thank you for coming into the live. This is not a free reading session, but you can stick around if you like. If you'd like to participate, there are directions in the description box on how to do that. All right, let me check my email to see if we have received any new clients. Do, 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 do. And we have not. So back to it. All right. Moving on to client four. Let me get your timestamp going here, client four. Hey, client four. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client four. It looks like you have one question, and your question is: my pop died 2 years ago. My condolences to you, client four. Your question is: what advice does he have for me right now? Let's see. All right. Let's tap in. Client four. Client four's pop. We're tapping in. What advice do you have for client four right now? What advice do you have for client four right now? They're tapping in. All right. There's the Fool. Oh, the Eight of Cups. And the Seven of Swords. Are you in a relationship, client four? Because your pop is like saying that you need to free yourself something serious. There's some deceitful energy around you. And they're saying, especially with this, with the fool here, to trust your intuition, trust your instincts, trust your gut. You already have some idea, you have this feeling um that something isn't right. However, your pop is showing me this, like honing in on that white rose. I don't know if you could see that coming out the bag. And another um indication for me, for ancestors, benevolent ancestors, are feathers. So the white rose and the feathers coming out the bag, it is saying, he's saying to me, like, don't be naive with this. You already know. Because the fool is somebody who trusts the journey, but they know intuitively. They've gone through a cycle most times. It's called the fool's journey for a reason. But when we're going through life, we go through more than one cycle in our lifetimes. Most of us do. Most of us do. But your pop is like, yeah, you need to step away from the deceptive energy around you that isn't serving you. Matter of fact, from you, whatever currency you feel like you're missing, whether that is, money or fiat, time or energy. At the bottom of the deck, yep, time to move, make some moves with the chariot here. Can we clarify the fool? Clarifying the fool. Clarifying the fool. Clarifying the fool. Clarifying the fool. Yeah, clarifying the fool is the Queen of Cups. This is about taking care of yourself. I don't know if the person that you're dealing with, person or people that you're dealing with, are folks that you just trust willy nilly. They haven't really earned your trust. But your pop is like, nah, you need to focus more on you. And you already know, because the Queen of Cups is somebody who is tapped all the way in. You need to trust your intuition. Clarifying the Eight of Cups. Clarifying the Eight of Cups is the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in reverse is about, it's about accepting what the situation is logically, removing the emotional attachment you have with the Eight of Cups, and accepting what it actually is. We have all been involved with folks who have used us in some type of way, form of fashion, and maybe even have known and to a certain extent and allowed it. And if that is the case for you, client four, this is one of those opportunities where you forgive yourself. Whether you forgive that person or persons, that's up to you. but you definitely forgive yourself for whatever it is that you allowed. Accept what's going on. Move the fuck on. Clarifying the seven of swords. Clarifying the seven of swords. Clarifying the seven of swords. Yeah. The queen of swords. You're wiser now. You know how whoever this person is, how they're moving. Pay attention. Be logical, because the queen of swords is somebody who thinks head over heart. Thinks with a pays attention with a clear mind. And if this person's actions aren't matching what they're saying, it's a wrap. Your pop-up was like, it should be a wrap. We don't have to, there's no more talking. We're good. Clarifying the chariot. Clarifying the chariot. Listen, clarifying the chariot. Let me, I don't know if this person or these people live with you, but that is the card, the five of pentacles. That is the card where people are out in the cold. Listen, ghost them. You don't have to explain a damn thing to anybody. I mean, if you are, I don't know if you're married to this person, you have to go through the legalities if you are. However, you know, as an adult, you don't have to explain the actions that you have, especially if people are doing things to you at your expense. This is about self-preservation and peace. And I'm not really seeing that in this spread. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, you got a decision to make. I hope you choose you. That's it. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client four. I hope that helps. I hope it helps you for your highest good. All right. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Earth Angel Project. Cool and creepy at the same time. Okay. You know, sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes you can get gems from other people's readings. Thank you for coming through, Earth Angel. Thank you. Hey, hey, Sarah, how are you? Thank you for coming in and bringing y'all's good energy. Yeah, thank you for coming through. Good, good. I'm very well, very well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm glad y'all decided to stop through and spend a little time with me on the front porch. Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling much better. Were you sick? Under the weather? Or what is this like? Was this more of emotional? Hello to me. Thank you for coming through and asking. But we're not doing free personal readings. Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Yeah, no problem to me. Thank you for coming through. I definitely wish you a speedy recovery, physically, emotionally, mentally, Because when one thing goes down, sometimes everything goes down. It's like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. All right. It looks like we have one more client, y'all. Let's get to client five. Let me get your timestamp together, client five. Oops. All right. Hey, client five. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Client five, it looks like you have two questions. And you say two candidates have applied for an internal leadership position that reports directly to you. Okay. They both seem like very good candidates on paper and in interview as well. They have received glowing recommendations from their current leaders. There's applicant K and then applicant M. Okay, so your first question is which would be the best fit for the position? All right, let's find out. We're going to put applicant K to my left here, and then we'll put applicant M's to my right. Which candidate is the best fit for the position, Spirit? Which candidate is the best fit for the position? Which candidate is the best fit for the position? Applicant K. Applicant K. All right, that's it. Okay. Applicant M. Applicant M. Oh, put it over here. Applicant M. Applicant M. How is their fit for the position? That's it? Okay. Let's see what we have with applicant K. Which way for this one? Oh, right. All right. So for applicant K, excuse me, we have the Sun in reverse. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords and the Five of Wands. Yeah, so let's just talk about how the Sun is in reverse. I don't mean no harm, but when the Sun is in reverse in with any question, it's always most of the time it's not a great thing. Um, and it's right beside the Four of Cups, which is usually about missing things like eh, definitely being despondent. They're definitely not happy where they are. And what I'm getting, this is their leader right now with the Queen of Swords. This is somebody who looks at this applicant K, and sees chaos surrounding them with the Five of Wands. So even though this person whom you went to gave this other person glowing recommendation, and I don't know where you live, but I know in certain states there's key language that can indicate when somebody isn't the best candidate or if they are not the best employee. And the energy that I'm getting here is that she's really, well, they're really, as the leader, trying to get this person out their department. So, yeah, they're not pleased with them at all with the sun in reverse. They don't like them. They bring the department down. They bring a bad energy. Um, this person doesn't really pay attention to details with the Four of Cups here. I don't know what type of profession or industry that you're in, and if somebody who needs to pay attention to details is something that's really needed. But I imagine if this is um, a leadership position, it'd be nice if they paid attention. But I'm not seeing that they do. And their leader here is not pleased with them. Is not pleased with them. This person is chaotic or disorganized. They're all over the place. And they don't really get along well with the people who are in their out in their cohort, their colleagues. I'm gonna clarify the Five of Wands. Clarify the Five of Wands, please. Clarify the Five of Wands. Clarify the Five of Wands. Ooh, clarifying the Five of Wands. Let me show you this. It's the Seven of Swords. Does this person, this person basically takes other people's ideas and yeah, literally their ideas and claims them for their own. And this leader knows it. That's why there's so much chaos. And the easiest thing for them to do is to get them out of the department. Clarifying the sun in reverse. Yeah. This person, applicant K, is a knight. I did, this isn't somebody who, if this leaders should be thinking. I mean, that's my humble opinion. This person who is their leader now presents as a queen of swords, right? This person presents as a knight. This is somebody who just does shit, and consequences be damned. There may be consequences, may not be consequences. It is what it is. Obviously, it is what it is when they taking folks' ideas as their own. Clarifying the Four of Cups. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know about this one. Clarifying the Four of Cups is the Empress. This is somebody who doesn't have original ideas. Their their prosperity, how they've gotten there, and they definitely been blessed. I'll say that. I guess to get to where they've gotten, but it's not like they have gotten there through hard work and determination. It feels like with the Empress here, it may be more about nepotism. Not that there's anything wrong with it in certain places. You may work for a company that there's nothing, there's no rules against nepotism. It is what it is. It's company policy. But this person got into their position based on a parent, an auntie, somebody who's high up. I don't know if this person is related to like the CEO, CFO, or something like that, but they definitely didn't get where they are off their own work. Yeah. So there's that. All right, bottom of the deck. Uh, at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords. Spirit's like, yeah, you need to move on from this one. Move on. Move on from client applicant K. Yeah. Applicant K ain't it. I don't make the rules. Just gonna move that over here. Yeah. Applicant K is not it. It's your choice at the end of the day, especially, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's go on to applicant M. Okay, applicant M. So for applicant M, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have strength, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. This is a real good energy here. Real good energy. The Knight of Cups in reverse, they aren't somebody who comes, how the saying goes is, I come to work, I didn't come here to get friends or anything. That's this person. That's this person. They have very good separation of personal and business. They try not to mix the two. And it's not that they're not kind, it's not that they're not polite. It's just that this is work, and then there's my personal. And this is something that, with strength here, something that they live by. Nobody can change that. They've carried that throughout their entire career. But with the Eight of Pentacles here, they're a hard worker. They know when they pick up something, they perfect it, they progress in it, and it's always fruitful. Look at all them grapes and pits of cows. Yeah, and this is somebody who looks forward to things with the Two of Wands here. They are an initiator. You don't have to wait to direct them. They keep going. This isn't somebody that you keep having to check in on. They will take a task and run with it. Yeah. Can we clarify strength for client M? I mean, applicant M. Clarify strength. Clarifying strength for applicant M is temperance. This is somebody who is fairly balanced. They are very patient, and they do really um, cherish that work life balance. But if they have to go above and beyond, they will. You know, Spirit is pointing out to me with this cup that the angel has. They're pouring into another cup to actually create something new. This is a card of alchemy, and this person will take a certain situation where y'all might have a certain goal or something in mind, and they will take it, like I said, and expound on it. They'll make it something new. They'll go even deeper with it. They are very adaptable. I don't know if you work in a high pressure profession or industry, but they'll do very well in it. And not and this just double downs on the fact with temperance here that they are somebody who is kind. You know, they're not nice. There's a difference. They're kind. Clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. There's a huge difference between being nice and kind. And I think that's kind of what throws people off. To clarify the Eight of Pentacles is a daggone Ace of Swords. Listen, this person, this is somebody who, like I said, takes the ball and they run with it. They are somebody who does very well in breakout sessions. They do very well in brainstorming. They are somebody who is very communicative, and they are honest. They are honest. You don't ever have to worry about what they may be thinking. This person is talkative, but if they have a question, they're not afraid to ask it. If they don't understand, they'll ask for clarity. You have some people who say that they have something, they got it, but they have no idea what they're doing, and then the whole thing is messed up. That's not this person. Clarifying the Two of Wands. Clarifying the Two of Wands. Hey, Juanita. Clarifying the Two of Wands. I apologize. Client 5. Listen, clarifying the Two of Wands is the Ten of Cups. Listen, Ten of Cups is fulfillment. This is who you want on your team and reporting directly to you. This is somebody, like I said, who you don't have to watch. I I, I don't. I'm not getting a micromanager energy. Spirit is not saying that you one of those people. So this is somebody who you can just give a task and they will fulfill it. You can give them a little bit of direction, and that's really all they need. And if they have a question, they're going to ask you about it. They're going to ask you about it. At the bottom of the deck, we got we got the Tower. Let me see what that's all about, though. Oh, wait, is this for client 5? Client 5, are you leaving? Are you looking for like a somebody to take over you? Because behind that is the Three of Wands. Behind the Tower is the Three of Wands. Yeah, you're looking for somebody to mold. Oh, okay. Yes. You intuitively know which one to go with. Yeah, you definitely do. I think you know now. I think you know now. Okay, you had two questions. Oh, but I look like the second question was why would this applicant be the best fit? I feel like I answered that. Um, yeah, I feel like I've answered that. It looks like you're looking for somebody to um, take over your position, and nobody knows that you are going to be leaving. I don't know if you're retiring or what, but that ain't my business. But this person is it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They will be a very, very good replacement for you. Will there be, let me ask this question, since it seems like there's somebody in your company that is giving client or applicant K, leadership positions that, and they probably shouldn't have one. Will will client 5 receive any blowback for not hiring client applicant K? Will client 5 receive any blowback for not hiring applicant K? We got the Two of Pentacles with the maybe. And then we have the King of Wands with the yes. And then we have another yes with the, yeah, with the Nine of Cups. So essentially, you'll probably get a little blowback, but I'm not seeing that you really care, especially since you leaving. Yeah, you about to retire. Are you about to like start your own business? You about to retire. You're just like, yeah, whatever blowback's gonna come is gonna come. I don't give, like, that's the energy I'm getting from this. Yeah, you don't really give a fuck. But you definitely don't want your name and your department to be tarnished on some bullshit, and I can understand that. Go with that Go with Yahweh. Go with God on that one. I tell you, ain't never scared, client five. Ain't never scared. As you should be. All right, client five. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. That's what we have. Yeah. Okay. I think I said hey to Juanita. If I didn't, yeah. Hey Juanita, how you feeling? If you're still in the chat, my apologies. I try not to speak during a reading, to out of respect for the client who is paid. But how are you doing, Juanita? Thank you for stopping through. And I believe, okay, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Nomalanga Veronica. How you doing? Nomalanga Veronica. Please charge it to my head and not my heart if I mispronounce your screen name. I'm grateful that you all have stopped through to bring your good energy. That's the Leo in you. I know that's right, Leo. Leo, hey. I'm a Leo too. Hey, Leo, hey. I know that's right, Team Leo in the house, in the chat. Are you an August Leo or a July Leo? And while I'm waiting for her to respond, thank you to everybody who participated in the live personal reading session. Thank you for everyone who came through to give your good energy and came out to sit with me on the proverbial front porch here in the South. Um, yeah. Yeah, Juanita, are you a July Leo or August Leo? But yeah, I appreciate everybody who came through and um participated and lent your good energy. Uh, I think I won't be going live again this week, but I will go ahead and tell y'all that for Taurus season, since we are in Taurus season, um, Taurus gets a bonus reading that is going to be posting here on Friday. So everybody will get a bonus reading when we're in your season. That's when you get your bonus reading. And also when we're in your season, when we go and do the 12 the all signs reading, we'll start with you. This while we're in Taurus season, we're starting with Taurus. When we move on to what? Who's next? Gemini. We move on to Gemini. We'll start with Gemini. So, yeah. I am so grateful y'all stopped through. I hope everybody has a wonderful night or morning wherever you are. Thank you again. And yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all later. Bye.